The Ghost of
Ugh.
Tsushima's sequel taking on a troubling turn. Now, I haven't heard anything about this. Somebody please fill me in. What the
Okay,
heck
so
Okay.
is going on here?
Ghost of Tsushima, was
Yes.
starring, what was his name? Jin, I want to say. And he the protagonist was a dude, obviously, because he was samurai, and he went around killing guys. Now there's a new person who's going to be a female samurai, female Ronin samurai, from what I understand. Um, which is just absolutely not. But okay, fine, whatever. We're gonna suspend our disbelief for that. But the problem is that not only are they changing the main character, they're saying, "Oh, well, it's just a different time and it's a different town," which is why it's called Ghost of Yotei instead of Ghost of Tsushima, because it's not in Tsushima anymore; it's in Yotei. This person that they've chosen to be the voice actor, which usually wouldn't be a big deal, is a rabid psychopath.
Yeah.
Queer,
Okay.
gender fluid, hates the menses, hates the whiteses. Menses is the problem.
Might
Did
be.
the
Might be.
So the problem with this is the voice actor.
well, the problem is that the voice actress being an activist usually points to the mindset that is going into the game.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
don't
you
it
can find the
somebody
wokeification happening probably just as a result due to her being an activist. I mean, the fact that they're doing a female version of the Ghost of Tsushima, I don't really have a problem with. Um,
it is immersion breaking when they're going for such a realistic sort of game, but it would be like the thing
Oh,
is that also kind of reading the room. Right now, people are hypersensitive to this kind of stuff because of the fact that there's been so much of it. When you've been punched a bunch of times in the arm, when someone just flinches at your arm, you're like, "Hey dude, what you doing?" So we're seeing this and we're like, that's weird. But we like the first one, so maybe it's not crazy. And then you see who they hired, this outspoken activist, and you go, "Oh, this sounds like it's going to go badly, isn't it?" So we're looking at tea leaves. There is no tea, but the leaves seem to be kind of distressing.
also,
Uh,
one other thing, they're talking out of both sides of their mouth with how they're portraying this game. They're
mhm,
saying that we're going for a more realistic setting kind of thing,
mhm,
by being in the areas they're in.
mhm.
But also, it's based off of a movie that gigantically did not have women as the women were in it, but only like 3 roles out of all of the movie, and they were all minor roles.
Mhm.
I forget what the movie is, but
But I mean, this visual that you have in this quadrant, the upper right hand corner, you would not see this in Japan. This would be She would have to have cut her hair and done the whole samurai haircut to try to get away with portraying a samurai, because it's not a thing. Like, they
well,
yeah.
didn't
I'm about to say
allow
it's
women to be
taboo for
samurai.
women to.
See,
It
here's
would
the
be
thing.
dishonor. They would make her kill herself.
I don't know enough about this one to really go one way or the other. At
I
first
don't play it.
glance,
I don't plan to. It's just not
I
my
don't
jam
really care that much
thing.
because games like Tenchu, Stealth Assassin, or whatnot.
But this
Oh, I
is
love that
They
game.
that's
had their female ninja and stuff like that. Things like that existed beforehand. It was never
yeah,
really a problem.
but kunoichi is a
However,
different thing from a samurai. Samurais stand there and hit people. That's like saying, I mean, kunoichi. I mean, the thing
um,
is, that's a ninja basically. You're running
yeah,
around. You're stealth. You're small. A samurai will just stand there and punch you in the face, kind of thing. We stand there and we hit things with swords.
yeah, but
That's eh.
that's the thing is like I don't mind if there's a female samurai as long as you're not like because you theme something you theme a game after a particular setting, and Japan is a great setting to use, but it doesn't have to be historically accurate for the most part. And
And boom. I love that. That was a perfect cut. So, yeah. Along with it, by the way, we don't have this up yet, but Ubisoft stepped in it hard. You want to hear about this, Meg?
Oh, let's wait for Zio to come back for it.
Anyway,
There he is. All right,
so
cool.
I missed whatever Chad said, but what's that? There was an old samurai game that I really liked. I can't remember what it was called.
Bushido Blade?
I don't know. It was back on the PlayStation 2, I think.
Bushido Blade. It was a fighting game where you were a samurai.
Well, it wasn't a fighting game.
Never mind.
No, you there were missions. You went, you fought, and they tried to put it as close to being a real samurai as possible, but it was still it was set in. I gotta take that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I mean, so my thing with this is
Mhm.
like, look, I grew up in the 90s. Well, okay, I was coherent in the 90s. I was born in the 80s, but I was coherent in the 90s. And I love girl power stuff. When I'm looking at games, I primarily look for a female protagonist first, or build your own character kind of stuff. I love girl games. There aren't a lot of them, but I like the girl, not girl boss, but I like action girl. I like
Yeah.
that stuff. But the thing is that, knowing what we know of Japan and just the look of this game, where they're like, "Oh, we're trying to be super realistic. Also, girl samurai." Like, make it make sense. Just give me a reason to believe it then, okay? Tell me that there's a story behind it to where that
I'm
actually
going to
makes
disappear for a hot minute.
Okay.
Apparently, the Asheville Dam is about to bust, and I have to go fill a tub full of water so we can flush poop down the commode.
All right.
Okay.
Well, we'll keep on this.
Okay, Zio's going through it right now, y'all. So
Okay.
When
So
he
I'm
said-
going to keep ranting about this because
real
I'm
quick, I
mad.
want to say this: when he mentioned bathtub, I was legit thinking he was about to try and use the bathtub to, ride away into the sunset. That's where my mind
You
went.
thought he was going to try to Florida man it? That
Yeah.
would have been pretty cool.
Did you see the Florida? Did you see where the dude was in a motorboat in the
Yes.
street?
Yeah.
That
With a
was
Trump
so
flag.
hilarious.
Yeah. I was like, oh, man, I'd like to go to Florida, but it's just so humid. I feel like I'm going to drown.
I just want to go to the beach one time before I die.
Any beach or?
Well, not a man-made beach, because I've been to one of those and it sucked. Like an actual, honest to God beach.
You should save all your dollary dues and go to Hawaii someday. It's truly beautiful. It's ridiculously expensive, but it's truly beautiful. It will be worth the money.
Yeah, I do security, so maybe Florida.
Well, stop buying games for people, dude, and you'll save it up faster. But I mean,
I think I'll keep buying games.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, I'm just saying that
check your
one
state.
is, but I mean, Florida is way more humid. It's still nice, but if you're like, I'm gonna go one time, I'd like to see it before I die. I'd like it to be, you want it to be like worth it, kind of. It's kind of like concentrate. It's like beach concentrate. So if you're gonna go multiple times, yeah, sure, go to Florida. But otherwise, I'd be like, all right, you want to find the best beach that you can get for your dollars. And I would say that. Man, Hawaii's really nice, and Hawaii is a vacation spot for a reason. I mean, there might be places in Mexico, but then there's water. So yeah.
But so before I get into the Ubisoft thing, was there anything you wanted to?
Yes. So I need them to make this make sense in some way. Like, they need to justify this, and they need to justify this now, as opposed to being like, oh, just wait till you play the game. F that. No, you have to make it so that I'm not going to be sitting there forced to endure something that's stupid, and where I'm like, yeah, this doesn't make sense. Having a kunoichi, they were ninjas. They were on the outskirts of society. They were not well respected. You didn't go around blasting that you're a ninja to anybody. That's not how you rolled. You were a spy, basically.
Yeah.
The samurai actually considered them to be dishonorable because of the fact that they didn't stand and fight like samurais. All about honor and that kind of stuff.
Ronins were dishonored samurai. So.
Yeah, so Romans were, but the thing is that first you had to actually be a samurai to be a dishonored samurai. You can't just be like, oh, I'm Ronin. Like, no, you have to actually. Ronin means something. It means you were a samurai, and then you brought dishonor on you and your cow. So,
Meg, what if this is just Mulan with extra steps?
Well, the thing is, though, remember, that would be making it make sense. The thing is, Mulan had to pretend to be a dude. If
Yeah.
she's pretending to be a dude, okay, you're gonna make it make sense. That's fine. But if she's gonna be out here like I'm a woman and I'm not gonna hide my true authentic self, we're gonna have a problem. And that's the thing. So
Okay, so imagine this. So you get you play the game, you get a flashback where she's in the military as a samurai, and then they pull her hat off like dishonor.
well, I mean, I would think that because I think that to be a samurai, you actually had to come from a noble house of some sort. You couldn't
Yeah.
just. It wasn't like no, even in England in the days of chivalry, etc., when there were
Yeah.
knights and such, you still had to come from a noble house.
Yep.
I think there was a way that you could earn your way into it. I don't think that was the case in Japan. I think Japan was.
I think you could earn it through indentured servitude into a noble house. So you weren't birthed there, but you were working there.
Yeah, you had to be brought into a noble family. A noble family basically had to sponsor you as a knight. And I think the same thing is basically true of samurai. I mean, if I remember correctly, like I'm not like completely into like knowing all of the history of any country. And I didn't grow up in that one. So, but what I do know is that no, that's so no. So that's already kind of like eh,
Yeah, the
eh.
voice actress puts up too many red flags for me.
She's
And
a huge red flag. Now, I will wait to see what comes out of it. I mean, maybe they're like, "No, dude, we just fell in love with her voice, and then we found out about it. We're like, well, it's fine. We know that our product is good enough. It doesn't matter. Like, she
I
can
mean,
be who
if
she
they keep her
wants.
on a short leash,
Yeah, and I mean, keep her on a short leash just when it comes to the game. Lady, you can be as crazy as you want to when you're out. I don't care what you do when you're not in the studio. In the studio, though, I don't want to hear any girl bossedness. So if
yep.
that's the case, then fine. But the thing is that I will say this kind of seems to be trending in a very specific direction, and we have been there before.
Yep.
So that's my feeling when it
If it
comes to
smells
this.
like fire and it looks like fire,
Could
probably
be fire. Just saying, I mean, the game isn't out yet. It's not done. We'll see. I'll look at all of the reviews. Like I didn't play Ghost of Tsushima, not
Neither
because I
did
have not because I have hard thoughts and feelings, but because I do not have a PS5 and I ain't about to buy it. So, we'll see when it comes out to what is it? To PC. Is it on Steam yet?
Maybe. Give me a second. I can check.
I think it's finally come over to Steam, but right now I'm dying a lot in Black Myth, so I I'm dying in Black Myth. I can only deal with one gritty death game at a time. The other game I'm playing is Okami, of course, and then I'm gonna start playing Sakura Sakuna of Rice and Ruin. It's such a girl game. Don't even. It's just a cozy. It's one of those cozy games, but you don't have friends in it. So because
See, we need to get you on Sunhaven.
it looks ugly.
Ow.
I'm a girl. It does. It looks ugly to me. All right, so I'm going to show you the game that I was talking about. Let's see. What is it called?
Assume it's going to be on Discord. By the way, we keep getting disconnected and reconnected to the YouTube chat. So I'm kind of, if you guys on YouTube, if there's anybody watching on YouTube and the stream's going wonky, I think it's a YouTube side thing. Maybe we accidentally got Zeo banned. Who knows?
All right, the game I'm playing is Sakuna of Rice and Ruin.
Okay.
And I'm going to start playing. And that's what I mean when I say it's a cute game. It's a girl game. Like it's very, very adorable. I put it in the Streamlabs private chat.
Oh, okay. I was looking like, where?
Yeah. So I mean that's what I mean by like that's cute. The Haven game, I was like, wow, that's really ugly. Like really, really ugly.
See, the thing is, I've had really bad experiences with the 3D cozy farm sim games.
But it's not about the farm sim. It's like, look, this is a fun game, and that you get to battle things, and it's cute. That's literally all I'm looking for. I'm not looking for like an immersive experience at all.
Well, trust me, neither Stardew or Sunhaven are like you're not going to be doing a crop rotation. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
But the thing that caught my attention, admittedly, begrudgingly, I admit this, was the anime characters.
In what game?
Sunhaven. When
Sun
you talk to the
Guess
NPCs, huh?
it is, I don't know. Like the animations look very stocky. They look very and this is just me as an animation snob and nerd, which I will cheerfully admit. I mean, you guys were watching. We were watching the Laura Croft thing, and you guys were like, "That doesn't look too bad." I was like, "That looks like dog water," and here's why. So,
Yeah,
I probably have like slightly higher standards when it comes to that thing. I'm a little bit pickier when it comes to that sort of
I'm
thing.
way more about the mechanics.
Yeah, I if it's cute enough, I can overlook slightly wonky mechanics. Not broken mechanics, but slightly wonky mechanics. I'm
Yeah,
playing
see,
Okami, and you've seen how much trouble I've had with my brush, but I'm like, I'm going to keep playing it because A, I've made it I've said I'm going to do it, but two, because it's cute. It looks pretty. I really like the artistry, so I'll keep playing it
I
even
love the
though
music. Oh, the music gets me.
yeah.
And
I can play a game with no music. I like the
I
music. When
know,
it's there, I'm like, "Oh, this is better." But, I
but
mean, half the time, I'll play a music on silent mode just because I wanna listen to the news at the same time. I'm efficient that way, sir. I
no,
must
I
do
do
2
that
things
too.
at
I
once.
listen to podcasts and stuff. If I'm playing certain games, I'll just yeah.
Yeah.
But if the game legit has a banging soundtrack,
Mhm.
yeah, I will want to listen to that instead. Uh, Also, Akami kind of brings back some memories, which I'll be 100. I would. There's two games I've kind of avoided playing for that reason.
Yeah.
Donkey Kong Country 2
Mhm.
and Okami.
Yeah. No, I understand. I understand. You know, when something just has a bad memory and it just brings back bad emotions, you can't reason your way out of emotions. You can try and talk your way out of it. Maybe eventually your emotions come back on board, but
Well, I kind of realized like at some point I can't keep being a bitch.
I don't know if that's what that is. That's not what that is at all, I wouldn't
It
say.
is to me. So,
Well, you are a dude,
for
so
me,
that's
for
a
me.
different thing. Yeah.
I'm not
That y
gonna rag on somebody else for not doing something that brings back bad memories. But I'm also like, you know what? I need to get over this. I need to confront this and not just me. No, bad memories. Me and I'd never
well,
wake up.
it's not like you say, "I'm never gonna talk about it," or you're shirking a responsibility. You're not playing a game. So, that's fine, but if it feels to you like it's a horse that has thrown you and you have to get back on, then yeah, you gotta do it. You
For
have to
Okami,
do it.
yes. For Donkey Kong Country 2, no. But I'm not playing Donkey Kong Country 2 or any Nintendo game any ever again. No. But
Oh, that's
that's
right. You're still you're super mad at the
oh,
company.
I am livid because I've like, you know what? You know, it's piracy. Okay. I my view on it is different than Nintendo's, so I kind of justified it that way, but with this whole thing with Power World, I don't even think we're going to get to that tonight, but this whole thing with Power World, no. No, Nintendo can fuck all the way off to Mount Fuckington
Hmm.
cuz that is beyond
As have they done more than what we talked about last time?
uh basically, they're trying to retroactively enforce patents that they claimed that they
Yeah, no,
filed.
that's what we talked about last time, which I think
But
is scuzzy. So I think that usually for me at least, I try not to boycott things if I don't have to. And the thing that I'm most concerned about, which I mean, that's the main thing. Everybody's gonna have to find their own line. But for me, it's like if you're if you're putting cancer into the society, then we're gonna have more of a problem. So
super,
that's why I have more of a thing when it comes to things that are injecting social things. Because
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, a lot of times most of the people playing are kids, and they're too silly to actually know what's
Oh
going on.
yeah. That's why
Not
this
because
is
they're bad, but because they're kids, and kids are just inherently, they don't know as much. So
this is a me thing. This is not.
yeah,
But for me, it's you're anti-competition.
yeah.
It's
Oh, they absolutely are. They want to monopoly, and
which is where I draw the line. Like, no, you do not get to dictate what I can and can't enjoy. And the moment you do that, I am not okay with your company. And let me be clear, I was the Nintendo kid, like
yeah.
the wizard levels of Nintendo kid. Okay, I had the track was it cross track pad when I was a kid. Didn't work
Mhm.
for shit, but I had it.
Mhm.
I had all the Nintendo games. Like I would every weekend would go to a flea market that would sell them for cheap.
Mhm.
So I had like Zelda, Super Mario Brothers, Zelda 2, which I still think is a great game. Don't at me. Just essentially like I loved Nintendo stuff. I love Sega stuff too, but like I loved them both for different reasons. Like to me, they weren't competing; they were two separate style of game.
Yeah.
And Nintendo going after all the. By the way, I think it's freaking hilarious that Nintendo will shut down these pirate sites when they had to go to these pirate sites just to get some of their ROMs because they didn't have the masters anymore.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is, though, with that, I don't have as much of a problem just because of the fact that, like you said, it is piracy, and I'm like, I think that they're kind of hypocritical, but I understand not letting people take your stuff and
Yeah.
get money off of it, or if you wanted to make money off of it, you're like, ah, man, we need more money. Well, okay, I could totally get it from this thing, but oh wait, somebody's giving it away for free. That's kind of a problem. I can get that. What I
Yeah,
cannot
I
get,
get that.
I think that the Power World thing is the thing that I actually have a problem with, but because it's not societal, I'm like, it's something scuzzy about company that I don't like. Like I stopped using Amazon after the whole parlor thing because that was A, scuzzy, but two, that was also detrimental to my society and it was shutting off people's voices. It was dishonoring a contract as well. So it was all of those things. And I was like, okay, I will never use Amazon again, which was so painful. It hurt so much. That and Netflix, man, those both, stop not using either of those ever again. Pain galore, like so much pain. So
Yeah, I when Netflix fired me, I had a little bit of resentment there.
oh, I never knew you networked for Netflix.
Yeah, worked for their warehouse back when they had DVDs.
Oh,
And
wow.
I
Yeah.
literally got fired for a woman. No, that's not right. Fat bitch. A fat bitch lied about me and said I
Oh,
called her a
no.
fat bitch, which I didn't call her a fat bitch. I thought it loudly. We all did. But when she said I called her this and called her stupid and all this, and then got me fired, that's when I really wanted to call her a fat bitch.
Yeah. Well, then she kind of would earn the she seemed to have earned the title. But
No,
I
then she
mean,
got fired a month later. So
yeah. It sounds like she was probably just a terrible person and a troublemaker.
oh
Hey,
yeah.
dude.
All right, so oh gosh, that is loud. Thank you, cats. Anyway, so things have gotten a lot worse in the county. I'm going to have to get off here for good for the night.
All right.
Okay.
So I'm going to say we're going to be ending the stream. Thanks for joining us. Unfortunately, the state of emergency has gone up, and I've got to go make sure the water tank is good and filled out back. So, yeah,
Be safe, man.
lovely.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks everybody
Bye.
for stopping by. Sorry, it's been kind of a disastrous day. We talked about something.
We talked about a lot. You don't know, man. We were talking about a lot of stuff.
I do
So
not
it's
know,
cool.
unfortunately. So
We
check
talked
all
about
their
finding
links.
the fountain of youth, brother.
Check their links down in the description below, and we will talk to you later.
Bye, guys.